welcome back. Just for those of you who did not manage to go during the first presentation, now this is going to be the English channel, okay? If you are here but you want to go somewhere else, remember that you can go to actually no, I'm just repeating this, sorry. Please remember, oopsie, this one, no. This is what I wanted to put. Please remember that you have access to your language channels here. I put the address of the website where you have access to the Skype English channel, which is only for people that want to chat. For those people who want to attend an English channel in another language, then go to that website, change the language, go to, for example, Spanish, and then you click on the Skype channel for Spanish. If you want to go to the Italian channel, then you go to that website I just put in the chat. You go to the language, you set the language in Italian, and you find there the Skype access for the language in Italian. And same in Greek and same in Portuguese. Okay. Now I see that there are still some people, for example, Concepcion, I can see that you're here a little bit lost. I'm going to say that in Spanish and Italian, if there is any Portuguese speaker around that can say that in Portuguese, even better. I know that Marius can say this in Greek. So I'll say first in Spanish. Este es el canal en inglés. Para aquellos que quieran ir al canal en otro idioma, por ejemplo en español, tenéis que ir a la página web que está en el chat, buscar lo mismo pero en idioma en español y ahí tenéis el acceso al canal en español, ¿ok? En Skype. Lo recibiríais también por email. En email está todo. Por favor, mirad vuestros emails que ahí tenéis el acceso. Buongiorno a quelli che vogliono il canale in italiano. Allora, se siete qua, siete nel posto sbagliato. Questo è il canale in inglese. Vi preghiamo di seguire il sito, il link che c'è nel chat. Là c'è scritto tutti gli accessi a diversi canali nella lingua che avete la pagina web. Se vedete la pagina web in italiano, potete accedere al canale in italiano. Questo canale sicuramente vi è stato spedito anche per email. Quando avete registrato, e nel registro c'è scritto anche come accedere al canale italiano. Ok? Marius, is someone from the Greek team? Could you say the same things in Greek, maybe? Okay. I'll repeat in English. This is the English channel. Now there are other channels in the Congress. If you want to choose a different channel, what you have to do is click on the link that I've put in the chat. In that web page, you have access to the channels of the language that you can see in your browser. So if, for example, you want to go to the Portuguese channel, you click on that page, you change the language to Portuguese, and then everything will be written in Portuguese, and you will have access to your channel in Portuguese. These links, they were all sent to you by email when you register. So please, another possibility will be, please read the emails. I know that that's difficult. I know that you've had lots of information, but the only way to make sure that you're not lost is by reading the information that I sent to you, okay? So the access to the language channel where you register is in probably the very first email that you obtain when you register, if not in others, okay? So having said that, we're going to start now with this channel. So I'm supposed to have here in this channel, let me see, I'm supposed to have here Margarita. I can see Margarita. Hello, Margarita. I'm supposed to have here Eduardo. I can see Eduardo, but no, I can actually see that you're there, but I cannot see you. So yes, now I can see Eduardo. I'm supposed to have here also Teresa. Say hello, Teresa. Thank you. And that was it. There's only 3 speakers in this round table. Okay, there was someone else that had to cancel very last minute. So this is good because it gives the 3 speakers a little bit more of an opportunity to say a few more things. Okay. Now, we're going to do exactly the same as we did in the other roundtables in the Congress in Portugal and this very first roundtable in Athens. That is, I'm going to give you an opportunity to share resources first in a short version, you know, an elevator pitch, ideally something between 1 and 3 minutes. If you had to go a little bit beyond, up to 5 or 6 minutes maximum, then I will let you do that. After 5 minutes, I will start saying, hey, you know, you have to stop, okay? And then it will be the chance of someone else to do the presentation, and then the third speaker in the presentation. And then eventually we can ask questions to each other. First, I will be asking questions because, as you know, I love asking questions. But then you will be asking questions to your colleagues. So first it will be Margarita, then Teresa, then Eduardo to ask questions to each other. And then you, in the big you, everyone that is watching us, either connected here to this Zoom channel or in the YouTube, okay? And we're going to do that order if you don't mind. So first, if that's okay, we're going to do Margarita. So if you want to share your screen, remember, you can just click on sharing the screen. If you also have some audio that you want to share, remember that you need to share it with the audio in your device, okay? So Margarita, it's your turn first. So please share whatever you would like to share today.
Okay. I need a moment, please.
Sure.
To find the link. Sorry.
No problem. If it helps, I have here the link that you sent us.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
But I prefer if you play it. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you on the chat, on this chat.
Okay,
so that only you can see. That's the link that you sent us.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So if you click, and then you can just present it. Because that way you can pause it whenever you want, if you want to pause it.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. It's the first time that I attend to this Congress and this conference, and I'm a little bit lost, but thank you. And now I don't know what's happened. Okay, yeah. Okay, one moment.
Yeah, we can now share. You can see. Yeah.
Okay, wait a moment. Okay, you can see my screen.
Yeah, if you can make it bigger, then even better, but we can already see the screen.
Okay, now?
Yes, and we can hear the sound as well. So perfect, well done. You can start it from the beginning.
Of this international congress.
Okay, start. We go.
Hello. Thank you so much to the organization of this international congress. This activity that I present here today came after role play. In the role play, they have been working with the vocabulary of the professions and the use of the verb to be. This is a writing activity where the students will practice the interrogative, affirmative, negative form of the verb to be and the vocabulary of professions. After opening a log, I ask my students to write down another profession. I love creating escape rooms for my students, and for the beginners, I love using Flippity because you can create really simple escape rooms. Here I bring you an example. First of all, saying that I made a nice edition for this video, and I put the pictures inside the Flippity slides, but they are not that way. So first I present the pictures to my students with a PowerPoint, and later on I bring Then, as you can see, this is a slide for PowerPoint. And here, a white flippity question. As all of you can see, each log brings us to a question. The students have to type their answers to unlock the logs. They can try all the times they need. Only the correct answer will open the log. After this exercise, there is a bunch of other ideas that you can make to continue practicing. I ask my students to write down a new profession after opening a log. So at the end, they have 5 more professions. And we continue this exercise with a game that is a combination of Pictionary and charades. Each student has to or draw or mimic of the professions that they have been writing down. And the students have 30 seconds to draw or mimic their words. And to make more fun, I got from the internet these timers. And the other students have to guess. The student that gets more points is the one that chooses the icebreaker for the next class.
Thank you very much. This is my short presentation.
Thank you, Margarita. Thank you very much. Very, very short on time. Remember, everyone watching, we're going to be asking questions to all the speakers in turns. Okay, so first we want to give them a possibility to present, and that way you can have more time to think about your questions and your suggestions. By the way, remember that you can ask the questions if you have access as a speaker or as premium participant. You can just pick up your microphone. If not, you can type your question in the chat of the YouTube video. But you can also ask questions on any social media of your choice. And you can also write your suggestions or your ideas or your reflections or anything you want. At the end of the day, these are your social media channels. If you tag us, then we will be able to reply, okay? We might not be monitoring all the channels at all times. So if you want your question to be answered by one of the speakers, make sure you put it in the chat, okay? I'm also saying this because some people are watching this in the future. Now we are live, but in the future, some people will be watching it. The speakers will not be waiting for you here in this conference room, but they will be following you on the channels and will try to transmit your questions. So if you ask your questions on the social media, might be very, very interesting, especially if you're watching this in the near future. Okay, so having said that, we're going to move on to the next speaker. I have the idea of ladies first. So Teresa, if you want, you can get your...
Sorry, I have a question. Is
Sure.
better to have the cameras on or off?
I would say all the speakers, you can keep your cameras on. As long as you put the microphones off, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep your cameras
because
on.
I'm seeing all the cameras off, and I was like,
yeah, Eduardo sometimes doesn't want to be too famous. He likes to be seen, but not all the time. That's why he removes his camera. But you can keep your cameras on the whole time, especially when you are talking. The main thing is the microphone. So it's good that you turn it off now.
I'm going to post the links of the resource that I use in the YouTube channel, and also I'm going to post the links here in this chat.
Perfect. That was going to be one of my first questions / suggestions,
I was
Margarita.
looking for the links, but
Don't worry.
first
Don't worry.
I wanted to ask this question about the
Don't worry.
cameras.
Well,
Thank you very
now,
much.
to be honest, sorry,
Thank you,
now
Alvaro.
that we have taken a little bit more, now that you're doing that, my suggestion to you, Margarita, is that yes, it's good that you post any link in the, you can post the link to the video, you can post the link to the resource itself, and you do that, please, in the chat of the Zoom, but also in the YouTube channel that you also have access to. But also, it will be good that not now, but eventually in the future, you do that in the social media so people can find it. Yeah, I presume you sent all of these links to the email you have from your registration, because we also record these links and we send them to the other teams in the Congress. Okay.
Okay, great. I will do that. Thank you very much.
Perfect. That for everyone. That for everyone. Also for you, Teresa and Eduardo.
Don't read the email completely.
Perfect. No problem.
That is my fault. I don't read everything because I'm full. Okay, thank you very much.
No problem. No problem. We all are. Okay, Teresa, your turn. So again, take a little bit of time to present your educational resource and how do you make your ideas be transmitted in a more in a fun way, and then eventually later we'll ask you questions. We all yours, Teresa.
Okay, thank you very much. Are you seeing the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for being here. I'm glad to be here. My name is Teresa Rossignoli. I'm professor of the University of Nebrija, and I'm going to present Start2Go, which is a tool that I developed. It is the first digital platform directed to a student with attentional deficit and hyperactivity disorder, and I'm going to explain the gamification part for the intervention. First of all, let me just explain you a little bit what is Start2Go exactly, and then I'm going to present the gamification part. First of all, we have created a test which is available online. You can do it because it's a test from 7 years old to 19 years old to assess attention and executive function processes. So in a couple of minutes, we can detect if we have some difficulties or not in these processes. So this is the first part. If we have some difficulties, we encourage the user to do the Start2Go app. It can be applied at school, at home, and also in clinics. So the Start2Go app, you can see at the bottom the images of the application, considering a number of different exercises designed to train attention, self-control, working memory, cognitive flexibility. So the main aspect affected in this disorder. The user, the main avatar, which is called neuronin, have to do different exercises. You can see like a path that he has to follow, like a path and achieve this path. And this is the only tool that in which an avatar provides strategies to the user according to his level of performance. So the avatar is going to tell you, okay, so please wait, you need to behave in this way or in that way according to his level of performance. And at the end, by doing all this path, all this intervention, we consist in different sessions to different days, different weeks, and at the end, a couple of months, you can do also the test as a follow-up to see if you have improved or not. This is just an example of the exercise. There are more than 100 exercises through this protocol, through this intervention app. And basically, the user have to tap the screen when something appears. For example, here the instruction is tap when you see something red. So the user is going to see different screen with different stimulus, as you see in the example, and they have to tap the screen when see something red. So by doing this, we are training our attention, our self-control, and other processes depending the type of exercise. But this is just an example to have an idea of what it is. So the gamification component. So we follow a points-based reward system, very useful for teachers, as you probably know. And this is important to mention that there are different types of rewards during the intervention. So short-term reward, medium-term reward, and long-term reward. This is very important for students and especially for the youngest ones. And please do not forget one important thing in gamification, which is the intrinsic motivation, because if games are appealing, are also a way to motivate the student to do it, and also the willingness to improve their own skills. So in short-term rewards, a user, depending his level of performance, is going to obtain different stars, number of stars, and those number of stars increase a main account. So with this account, you can exchange your stars to different rewards. So this is short-term rewards, well, at the moment. How do I have performed this exercise? In the medium term, those stars that you have in your account serves to exchange to different things, such as, for example, you can see here the avatar customization, sorry, like changes the color, different eyes, and so on. Also, avatar carrying, like washing neuron in, feeding neuron in, and so on. This is very appealing for kids. And also extra time to play different games, like extra games, not the exercises, but extra games, quite appealing for kids, like, for example, the ones you can see in the right side of the screen. And also through doing this path in the different moment, according to the level of performance and the things that you have improved, you obtain also different medals. And finally, in the long term, let's say that the main reward is to finish all the path that you can see. You can see the red dots are the sessions that have been accomplished and finished and fulfilled. So this is the main reward, and also to obtain a final certificate. But here we include something really interesting for teachers and for students, that you can see different avatars in the path, with some behaviors characteristic of ADHD student. So messy, a little bit impulsive, and so on. So different characters that represent those behaviors, and neuroning has to help them to continue to exercising and improving those behaviors and those skills. This is important because through gamification, we also involve modeling, which is quite important also in education and psychology field. So this is all. I hope not have been quite brief. If you can see more, or if you want more information, you can visit our website. And also, please, you can also do our test and have an idea of how it is, because it's free. And do not hesitate to contact with me for further information. Thank you very much.
I like to go the silent clap. Well done. Very, very, very impressive. I'm pretty sure that people watching us now are going to have many, many questions. Okay, but we will go for them after the last presentation. In this case, this roundtable, there is only 3 speakers, so we are going to have time for you to present more and for many people to ask many questions. So thank you, Teresa. And it's now Eduardo. So if you want, Eduardo, you can start your presentation.
Yes, so I'm going to try. Alvaro, do you prefer to I repeat classcraft, or I'm going to do the metaverse as you want? Do you listen to me, Alvaro?
Yeah. Do you prefer me to do what?
Yes. What you prefer to? I'm going to do classcraft presentation or metaverse.
Yeah, well, what happens is that you change the order. So we had planned to have here the classcraft, and in the other roundtable the metaverse. Because you presented already classcraft, I think it's good that you present the metaverse, because otherwise there might not be opportunities. Yes, don't repeat.
So no metaverse, no? Is this?
Yes, you just change the order, but that's fine. That's okay. I presume that people that really wanted to see your presentation on one, they can just click on the videos. So if anyone is here because they wanted to watch Eduardo's classcraft and you couldn't do that in the previous roundtable, remember all of these roundtables are going to be stored in the YouTube. So go back again in time, not now, but in the future, and then watch the video. And the other way around, I presume that if anyone is interested in the metaverse and did not get to see last time, now is a good time. Okay.
So I'm going to send you in the chat, okay, the a classcraft presentation, okay? Okay, you have the classcraft presentation there, okay? And I'm going now to, as Alvaro says, to present Metaverse. And I'm going to send you also the Metaverse presentation as you, by this way you can see, you can click, okay? So just a minute. Okay, so now Metaverse. And you have in the chat, okay? The second one. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start. So Metaverse. Okay. So do you listen to me as well? Yes? Okay, perfect. So what about Metaverse? You see that, for example, in the first channel, we have spoken about Minecraft. So this is another, is a little bit, we can say a Metaverse, but I'm going to show you, just my presentation is see you in the Metaverse. And I'm going to try to do the same thing that I have done with Classcraft, okay? So I really would like you to taste, to try to use this resource, okay? It's because of that I send in all my presentations, I share I share the link, I share the website, I share with you the password, okay? Because I have created all for you, okay? I really would like you to prove this and to improve about the presentation. So my Metaverse is created with Gutter, okay? You see the name, okay? And first of all, what is Metaverse, no? You see that the Metaverse involves creating a kind of video game with a character, with a virtual world, as in Minecraft, but now with Gutter, okay? So, see you, the Metaverse that I have created for you. Welcome to our EduPlat's Metaverse, of course. So, you can try, okay? You see password, EduPlat-Athens. Here you have the QR code. So with your mobile phones, you see, you can, if you take the photo, you see, you can get into the Metaverse. Also, if you click here, okay? If you click here and remember that EduPlat-Athens is the password. So I'm going to show you with EduPlat-Athens, my Metaverse, our Metaverse, okay? So, see our Metaverse. Okay. I'm going to, yes, my name, I'm going to show you, for example, EduProf. Okay. See you in this Metaverse, you can change this. Okay. So I'm going to, it's like this. The hair is like this, you know, it's not like this. And I am a boy, so I don't know, something like this, or okay, you can change. You imagine like this, for example. So you can see that the students love this because they can change the clothes, the accessories, clothing, special. Okay, so I'm going to do like this and join. Okay. And as I have already told you, you can improve about this, okay? And you see, we can do like this, okay? You see, and we can interact with the, okay? For example, we do like this, we can interact with this, we can have some questions. We have, for example, here we have a private area, and see you that in this classroom A, classroom B, classroom C, I have proposed for you some exercise, okay? Oh, sorry. Okay, so you can try because here you can improve. For example, here, you see, there's a camera, and click here to see the presentation I have given, okay? You can see our presentation, okay? There's like a message, and you can try to do this, okay? And in each room, I have proposed you some different activities. So, for example, in this room, I have proposed the segundo bachillerato. Segundo bachillerato is like the high school materials, okay? And there is another room where I have proposed a museum, okay? Like Erasmus Flash Museum of the project that I am already doing. Okay, so you can try to see a little bit about this. Okay, but you see, okay, presentation given in the metaverse so that you are seeing on the screen in the video call. Okay, so I really would like you to try. Okay, is you have to click to X. Okay, and if you click to X, you can get into this metaverse. Okay, so see you. If we can move with this metaverse to have, you imagine that we can create whatever you want. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to create something in this metaverse. Okay, so for example, you see build a tool, you see here editing map maker. Okay, so if I click here, I'm going, for example, as you are, I don't know, maths teachers, language teachers, technological teachers, whatever you want, you can get into this metaverse. So, for example, imagine that I am, I don't know, for example, a Spanish language teacher, no? It's not the case, I'm a French teacher, but for example, I can see lengua española, okay? Sorry. Española, and I can see a test, no? For example, you see, test de gramática española. So it's very easy because it's only, we have here, you see, we have a test. So it's only to copy paste and we can, we return to our metaverse and see you. I'm going to show you how to create this, okay? So for example, I would like to, I don't know, to share this with you in Classroom B. So I come here, I click here in Classroom B, and I can propose you wherever I want, okay? So I click here in more objects, and you can choose the object, okay? For example, professional event, okay? And for example, I would like to share you with a camera. You have seen the camera, no? I'm going to show you camera. We come here to embedded website, and you see, it's only to do this, copy paste. And we click also here in advanced options, and here we can write a message. So for example, click here if you want to do Spanish language exercises for your exam, for example, for your exam. Do you see? So it's select, and now I can choose where to put this. For example, here. And it's all okay. You imagine that you have a lot of possibilities because you can put this here. But now, for example, I can choose another object. For example, I don't know this. Okay, embedded website. And for example, I'm going to do with another subject. No, for example, I don't know, maths. Okay, maths, maths test. You see, math test. For example, I come here. You see, there's a lot of tests here. So it's only to do the same thing, to come here to, okay, I have choose this, copy paste, now advanced options, and here, see you, this math test. Good luck. Okay, good luck. Select, and now, for example, I'm going to choose here, okay? So now, do you see? I'm going to show you this. We have done this. Of course, we have to click here in save. Okay, very, very important to save our metaverse. And now we can go back to home. Okay, and I'm going to show you this metaverse. It's very, very easy. Okay, so do you see? It's EduPlat metaverse attends. So now imagine that I would like to share with you. It's only to click here, to copy URL, and I'm come here and metaverse. Okay, it's very, very easy. And now if I would like to play this metaverse, okay, it's only to come here, get into the metaverse, no, join, of course, and you are going to see that our materials are there. Okay, so do you remember we are here? And we were in a room, I think in room, yes, in room A, I think. So come here to Classroom B. Do you remember that all our materials are in Classroom B now? Okay, so we come here, do you see? And we have the materials, okay? So see you this math test, good luck, okay? So now if I click to X, you can come into the exercise, okay? And now, for example, the other, okay, you see? Click here if you want to do Spanish language exercise for your exams. If you click here, you get directly to the maths exercises. Okay, so I have learned this 3 weeks ago, something like this, and I love it. But because you imagine that you can do a lot of exercise, a lot of things with your students. Okay, I continue a little bit. Okay, do you see? In our EduPlat's metaverse, I have included 2 metaverse. First, segundo bachillerato students, high school. You can click here, okay? It's here you have this metaverse. We can say that I have put into our EduPlat's metaverse 2 metaverses, okay? The segundo bachillerato high school metaverse and the other that is this metaverse, okay? Here, metaverse is a virtual museum of mythology et l'art in tercero de la ESO. It's 15 years old students, okay? So here, if you click here, or in the EduPlat metaverse, you can get into, you can do a research and know my mythological museum, okay? And I have show you how to create this, okay? As you can see, you can create a metaverse to review your subject.
Sorry, Eduardo. Maybe you can do a little bit more explanations later. We are going to have time in the questions. Remember, we try to keep it under 5 minutes. It's all very, very interesting. But maybe we want to let the... oh, it was about to finish. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Yes, I have already finished, Alvaro. Yes, of course. After the presentation, you can speak with me if you have some questions. Okay. But do you see that it's very easy? Okay.
Very good, very good. You make it sound easy. Certainly, you make it sound easy, as you do with other things, Eduardo. You do things easy, fast, and you get there. Well done. Okay, so now I will certainly need all of you to have your webcams on. So Teresa, if you can put your webcam back on. Now, obviously, is the time for people to ask questions. I'm going to start first asking questions, but then I'm going to let anyone asking, many people to do the same. Okay, and yourselves. Remember, I want you to ask questions to each other. Now, I'm going to try to keep my questions to only to just one at the beginning, and then maybe if there is time at the end, I'll ask more. I have many questions for all of you. First, with Margarita now. It's certainly not easy, for sure, to teach the verb to be as being irregular, being a verb that is so, so frequently used, obviously. And I really like the fact that you chose a context. It's not just the gamification, it's actually the context. Obviously, teaching professions, I am a teacher. I'm forcing myself to use the verb to be without having to translate or to force myself as a use of the language. Now there is.
Well,
my question is.
I have to say that I teach Spanish, but I did this in English because of this English roundtable. So
okay, thank you.
I made this especially for this roundtable.
For this, okay. So you don't normally teach English as a foreign language. You teach Spanish.
I teach Spanish, and Serie Star is a big thing, as you all know.
Okay, so in Spanish, the equivalent obviously will be ser or star, which is also very difficult for non-Spanish speakers.
That's why I choose this topic, because
it's equivalent. Yeah, it is equivalent,
and I do the same, but in Spanish. So with ser is professions.
Okay. Okay, and then you force people, your students to get into context. Now, you can answer this question from the point of view of the Spanish teacher that you are, or from the point of view, if you can think of it, of an English as a foreign language teacher, or any language, because at the end of the day, it's very similar. And my question is, it's good that they practice in a fun way, but how do you get them to actually know the grammar, or being able to actually, know whether they are making mistakes very frequently in a fun way, but still making mistakes, and or not, because that happens often when we have gamification. They get excited and might get excited whether they are doing it right or wrong. How do you actually, make the right for how do you actually make them not just to practice the right things, but actually to learn from right to and wrong?
Well, when depend of the context where you are teaching, if you are a private teacher, you have your own ways of teaching, and the curriculum is not a must in the private lessons. The tempo for your students is really, really important. When you are teaching in a school or in some institution where you have to follow the curriculum, sometimes you know that you are not reaching all the kids or your students. Some ones are keeping are being behind, and many
Yeah.
times the teachers, we don't have the option to have all the students in the same level, going a little bit slowly or doing something different, because you have to follow the curriculum. But in private lessons, I do what I want to do, and if the students need more time to do to understand something, I just keep bringing more activities and more activities. So at the end, the students really understand when they have to use share or start because of the activities.
Yeah.
Gamification is amazing, but without a proper teaching, so I mean a grammar chart and more this kind of exercise that they are a little bit bored, but they help.
Okay,
So
thank you.
you have to integrate all together. But
Thank you,
without
Margarita.
gamification, doesn't work.
Yeah, it makes sense at the end. Yeah, I was more thinking from the point of view of a language teacher in a classroom context. But it's true. Obviously, you can use gamification with just one student that you have there, and obviously that will be easier for the teacher to just follow what the
In my big
student is.
classroom, when I was teaching at the university, for example, and I use a lot of gamification. I use a lot of ways of making my students to talk, because the final point of a language teacher is that their students are able to talk.
Sure.
But you know that you have to keep moving with the curriculum, because you have to reach at the end of the semester, you have to reach to lesson 5. So you have to, many times you have to move so quick that you are some students are behind. So for those students that are behind, I always give them extra activities, so in order that they can reach the others. But so many times they cannot reach without with help or without help, and they just leave the subject. And that is one of the things that for me is really, really hard, because I try my best. I always say I'm a 24/7 teacher. They can ask me in the WhatsApp, because I make a WhatsApp group. So I'm really into my students, but sometimes it's really, really, really hard. Gamification, regular activities, a lot of time with the students. So that's is one of the things that for me is I try all my best, but there is not this magical what is the name?
Wand. The magic wand.
Yeah, there is no the magic wand. So
that's not quite correct, Margarita. There is a magical wand, and we are it. EduPlat is that magical wand that teachers need, because I agree with you. You have to do so many things and you still want to be in touch with your students, especially if you are so brave to give them your WhatsApp access and they can ask you questions anytime. So I'm pretty sure that you're going to be very busy. The idea of EduPlat is just that. We share resources, so what you're doing, other teachers can use, and then eventually you will be able to use what other teachers have done, so that you don't have to do everything from scratch. Yeah. So in a way, the magical wand exists, is EduPlat. We all are.
Yeah, we are all
Thank
the
you.
magical one.
Thank you for sharing, Margarita. Well done. Okay, so remember, guys, you're gonna get to ask questions very, very quickly. I'm gonna go now to ask a question to Teresa. And your application / platform, because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, like a big package, is very impressive. And when I say very impressive, is also because I know that you created that, or you directed the team that was creating that. It's not just like, you know, we're using a platform which is all very good. You created the platform itself. So my question is, there might be other teachers that are very brave and they want to create their own platforms. Did you use any templates for creating these platforms, or did you actually had a team of computer people, staff that were doing the programming, or how did you go through the stages of the creation of this such a big project?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, the thing is, I participate in a program for entrepreneurs and researchers, and then I did a pitch. Before that, I create a pilot version with some engineers, computer engineers that participate with me, and then through that pitch in that program from the university, I partnered with Genetic Eye, which is a company for intelligence, artificial intelligence. Sorry. So I'm not engineer, computer engineer, and the designer of all the content, all the idea, and so on. And also I run the research with this tool, which is also published in scientific reviews. But I'm not doing the technical part of the platform. Obviously, we cannot do. That would be great if we have a template to create this kind of things, but it's so complicated and so complex that the moment is another path. So I will encourage teachers to design their own ideas, but in more in a entrepreneurship way, like finding partners for different companies, from engineers and so on, to create the product. Right now, teachers use some free platforms, so on, but we can have a look at it in the opposite way, not using the platform but creating them. So they could be part of a broader concept, like part of different teams, but it also involves some research, not only practices, which is great because we all came from the university or the college or schools and so on. So put that in practice, do some research about it, and presenting in different pitches and entrepreneurship initiative and so on to find partners and create their own tools.
Thank you. Thank you. It makes sense. Yeah. At the end of the day, what you're saying is you need to be part of a team. It makes sense. And in the team, there has to be, like, you know, different experts in different areas. So it's not just a matter of like making things like very graphically attractive, but it has to be the educational side there. And as you said, very important, the research, to make sure that what we're doing is actually gain an important impact in our students. This is something that I would like to transmit to everyone. Sometimes when we go into gamification, it's true that we're trying to, you know, make things like very, very like fun. Obviously, it has to be fun. But at the end of the day, if we have an objective, and the objective is the learning of our students, we need to make sure that that objective is being we are approaching to that objective, if not faster than with the traditional method or to any other method, and we're not just having fun, which is okay, but not enough in teaching or in dealing with specific trainings, like in your case, students with specific problems that we all have in our classrooms, or in our families. Very, very important. Thank you again. And
Thank you.
I'm going to have more questions regarding the research later, but I want to move on to Eduardo. Oops, he's gone now. Eduardo, if you can come back, maybe you got disconnected. And while Eduardo is connecting, and I want to make sure that I'm reading in the forum here in the chat, for example, Margarita saying, thanks, Teresa, this is really good. We want to encourage all the teachers that are doing these fantastic resources and they are sharing them with us, or sharing part of the resource, or sharing the results, or sharing how to use the resource that someone else has done, which is also okay. But ideally, if you do that in the social media, it's even better, because we don't want just them, in this case, Margarita, Teresa, and Eduardo, to know that you are giving them, you are praising the work, or you thanking them for what they're doing. We want everyone to know. We want everyone to know, because at the end of the day, one of the missions of EduPlat is encourage more teachers to share their resources and to use someone else's resources, of course. But the more we do that in public, in the social media, the more these teachers can get encouraged. And at the end of the day, it's quite hard, for a teacher that has to deal with all of the planning, all the paperwork that goes involved, all of the parents' meetings, or anyone involved in the educational system, like researchers, as Teresa or anyone else. At the end of the day, we're all busy. We need people to encourage us to do these things. So anything related to thank you, please post it whenever you can in the social media. I'm not sure if Eduardo is still there. Eduardo, can you hear me? I think he's got...
Maybe it was an internet connection.
Maybe he might have technical problems. I'm just going to send him a message quickly.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Oh, he's there. He's back now. Okay, Eduardo. I think you have an internet connection problem, Eduardo.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
no problem. Okay, and so my next question was for you, Eduardo. So again, very, very impressive, the fact that we can talk about metaverse, but not just from some guru in Facebook that wants to make lots of money from it, but actually from someone that wants to think about ways of making learning more fun. So you mentioned that you have this platform that is Gather. Is that you put the eventually? I guess there's going to be. Oh yeah, you have the link there, and
yes.
Yeah, you have the link that I put in the. Is this platform free of charge? Do you have to have like does he have like a premium option?
No.
Can you use it? Like you gave us also even your access to use it or to access this. But is it possible for any teachers to create their own account, or for a school, or how do you suggest they go about it?
I'm going to show you, okay? I'm going to show you an example, okay? So I'm going to get into Gather, okay? Gather point down, okay? I'm going to send you the link. So chat, okay? This is the website, okay? And it's very easy and it's for free, okay? So you have to sign in, okay? I really recommend you with a Google Google Mail, okay, account. It's easy always with a Google account, and it's very easy. You see, now I imagine that this perhaps just with my account. I think yes, okay, but we're going to close. I'm going to try to close my account. Well, you see, try Gather for free, okay? It's a free application or website, okay? So you can try. You really can try with your email, okay? And it's very, because I don't know if I can close this. I don't know. Yes, okay, sign out, okay. And I'm going to try with another mail, okay? With an account that I have not used, okay? So sign in, okay, sign in, okay, see, so it's very easy. It's signing with Google, and you choose your account. It's only this.
I guess it's in a partnership with Google, or it's just like that you use Google
I don't think
Access.
so. No, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
but you know that with Google accounts, all
It's
the
easy
things
to
works,
access others. Yeah. I mean,
it's easy, yes.
my main
So I'm
question
going
was
to say, for
if
example,
it's
you see, yeah,
yeah. My main question was if it's free, as in free
yeah.
forever, or if it's just
It's free.
try
It's free. It's for free.
for free forever.
It's free.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
free. For example, you see, I'm going to try Coordinador Erasmus Plus is my Erasmus Plus coordinator of my school. So I'm going to try because it's first time that I get into with this, yes, because I have all the presentation that you have seen is with this, the Eduardo Rubio or Nubla, but with this is my first time. You are going to see, okay? You see, so it's only to write our password about the our account. And no, it's not this. Yes,
It's okay.
loading.
Well,
Okay.
don't worry.
You see, understand.
That was
I
mine.
proceed and
That was my
for
link.
free.
That's weird.
Yes, I don't know why. You see, a space has the access. So in this space, enter the password. For example, it's our password. I'm going to get into the password of our metaverse. Okay, but for example, we are yes, we are here. This is the website. Okay, so you see that with Coordinador Erasmus is I don't have any presentation, and if you want to do a presentation, it's very easy. Create a space. Okay. Use a remote office, I recommend you to use this advanced templates, okay? And here, education, okay? Education, we go down. Normally, I choose this, a school, a small, okay? You see, we click here, and yes, I'm creating for you, okay? A space name for example.
It's okay, don't worry. It's okay.
EduPlat trying, okay? Boom. And password protect. Here, password, and we can say EduPlat, okay? And here is education, is create a space, and we have already created the space. You have seen that in less than 1 minute, it's possible to create a space, okay? You see?
Excellent.
Loading. Permitted. You see that it's very important. This, you see, it's possible us to speak and to see each other in this Zoom video conference. Okay, you see that we can do this, we can do like this. Okay, but in the metaverse we can speak too. Okay, I'm going to do like this, for example. Okay, so Edu Pro, you are going to see that I can be with the. You see, I can be with my camera here also in the metaverse, and I can do like this. So for example, why not to do a Zoom video conference here in metaverse? Is possible because you have seen that we can share the link. So why not to share a Zoom link, no? To do a video conference to speak together. It's because of that in the metaverse we can do meetings. Do you see? So we have a lot of possibilities to educational resources, to video conference resources, to Erasmus Plus. You have seen the museum. You can see in my Genially presentation our museum, the project Mythologie et Art. Okay, so we have a lot of possibilities. Okay.
Thank you, Eduardo. Yeah, your microphone kind of like went a little bit dim. I guess maybe because you were in the metaverse. Your microphone went a little bit dim, but we could still hear you while you were in the metaverse. Well done. Again, I have more questions for you, but I want to give access to others later. So now is your turn, Margarita, Teresa, Eduardo, to ask each other's questions. Maybe think about one question to ask to one of the others in the round table. Then we go to see if there are anyone in the public, and then we continue just asking questions until it's the end of the session. Yeah. Okay, so in no particular order, anyone just grab the microphone and ask a question to whoever you want.
Yeah,
Okay, I have a
sorry.
Sorry, no, you have a question.
Go ahead.
So I have a question for Eduardo about the metaverse tool. If I understood well, you can put some links to different tests or exercise outside that platform, but you also can create your own ones inside this platform. I mean, a part of the conference presentation, so on, your own, I don't know, wikis or interactive exercise and so on inside
Yes.
the platform, or have to be hosted in a different website or link?
No, you can if it's a link, it's the easy it's easy to have a link, okay? But now all the things are with a link. So, for example, I don't know if you you would like for the gamification, if you would like to share, for example, a Kahoot. But you imagine a Kahoot, for example, in 30 seconds, I can share you a Kahoot. You see, because I can here. Remember build tool, edit maker. I need only to come here to Kahoot.
Yeah, and copy link and paste a link and
yes, and take a link. You see, for example, if you have created a Kahoot or if you have a Kahoot from other one, okay, it's only the link. You see, for example, I'm going to try in 1 minute. No, you come here and you can write here. No? For example, in edit. As we have seen, okay, and you can say, do you remember that you have you must link with an object, no? So, for example, object. For example, we have say professional event, and we can do like this, okay? Embedded website, and here is Kahoot's link, okay? So, for example, if it's a Kahoot, I don't know, I'm going to imagine that this is the link of Kahoot. Copy paste.
Yeah.
We come. Yes, here, and here you can say tag, okay? And in advanced options, do you remember is in the message you can say, see you Kahoot about, I don't know, about maths. Good luck. Okay, good luck. Select, you take here, for example, and you see your students, when they are with the character, they will arrive here and they are going to see, okay, to see our message. You can do the Kahoot, but with Kahoot, with whatever you want, with Kahoot, with Edpuzzle, with Flippity, with, I don't know, if there is a link, with this link, you can play, okay?
So the link is quite
it's only necessary, compulsory to have a link, but as I have already said, a link, all the things are with a link, you see? But if you don't have a link, you can also do something, for example, here. I'm going to do like this, and you see, for example, this is with a link, no object, okay? But for example, if we more object, you see, there are images also, images. So if you want an image, embedded image, and here you can take the image.
A link
okay?
of an image.
Yes, the link, and it's also with no interaction. For example, if you don't want an interaction, seleccionar archivo. Choose a document. I'm going to share this, okay? This is an image. So if you don't want a link, you can, of course, to use an image, okay? So here, if the student come here, they are going to see only the image, okay? So there are a lot of possibilities because image, link, whatever you want.
Okay. Oh, last question. As you have mentioned that you have used this with bachelor student. But how was that experience? Do they really engage this type of brochures? And do you think it is possible to engage a student, younger student, with this?
Yes, of course. I thought that perhaps younger students would like more this, but it's not like this because all people like to learn playing. So, for example, I think that I have a photo, video, something like this in Drive about bachelor students, you see? So, for example, I think that I have called this metaverse, I think. Yes, do you see? Metaverse. So I'm going to share with you, okay?
Okay.
You are going to see just the reactions. Okay, you see this in metaverse. So for example, they have done this. Okay, you see in French
Eduardo, we can.
revision
I don't know if
examen de
you think.
grammaire.
Do you want to share the
So
screen,
here,
Eduardo?
what you
Yeah,
see
you are
there,
not
you see
sharing the
correction.
You're
screen,
not sharing the
Eduardo.
screen,
Eduardo.
Eduardo.
Sorry. So
Typical
yes,
mistake.
sorry, yes. So now, yes. So you see, this is I have done this. Okay, metaverse. Okay, metaverse. So this is the exercises that my students, from bachelor, have done in the metaverse. You see here.
Have included the test.
Eva
also.
or correction the voter test. All this exercise they have done in metaverse. You know that Français Facile, this is a link, and they have found all the things in metaverse, and they have loved it because it's a funny way to review the exam. You see, and I think that I have some. Yes, I have here in Twitter. I have some videos about the students doing this, you see, doing the metaverse, and you are going to see that they love it. They really love it because you can see each other with a camera. You see, I'm going to find it. It's the metaverse presentation. I'm going to share you, okay, in the chat. Okay. I think it's from Friday. So Friday, 20 January. So I'm going to go down. It's Erasmus Plus. So I think it's here, close to here. Metaverse, okay. Yes, pasar. Okay, Okay. Because you are going to see really their reactions, okay? Okay. So it's classing again. Yes, is this okay? You see my screen, no?
Yeah.
Okay, you see, so my alumnado bachelor, this is the website that the link that I have shared with you. If you click, you can see the metaverse in bachelor, and here you can see the reactions. Okay.
Great.
You see,
Yeah,
they are playing with
the mobile phone.
You see, yes. Here, if we start with the mobile phone, trying to review, you see the metaverse, and with the camera. Okay, all with the camera. Do you see that they can play, that they can review all the things? You see? So they love it because I have spoken with my students. They can. Yes, I don't know if I can share the sound because it's better with the sound.
It's okay, Eduardo, because we're running out of time with these many questions and many things. Before Margarita, because she's going to ask a question now, I wonder whether Teresa's first question, this is for you, Eduardo, sorry. I wonder whether Teresa's first question was about the links that you can add into the metaverse, or whether from the metaverse you can get links out. The way I understood Teresa's question was the other way around. So you mentioned how to put the links in.
Yes.
In my case, I want to get links out for one reason. I wonder whether people are getting lost there. Say, for example, that we decide that next Congress or the Congress in Zaragoza, you design a metaverse for the Congress in Zaragoza. And we have, for example, at this time, different rooms for each of the language channels. Now, I'm not sure whether this will be an advantage for people to find the channel or a disadvantage. Because at the end of the day, for example, right now, we have, this is the English channel, we have the Portuguese, Greek, Italian, and Spanish channels with Skype. Now, some people didn't find the information because they were exposed to too much information, and that happens to us all the time in life. The information was there. It was in the website. It was in the emails. I mentioned it at the beginning of the session, and some people didn't get it. So I wonder, in this metaverse of yours, of ours, and can we link one of the rooms with one URL, one little link, and if someone is lost and say, hey, you go there, they click on it, and they immediately go to the metaverse, and not just anywhere in the metaverse, but specifically to that room or to that activity.
Yes, of course.
Is that possible?
Alvaro, if you want to do this, it's in 1 minute you can do, because you can come here in our, you see, this is classroom C, A, B, no? So for example, here you have classroom A, B, or C, but here is the principal room, you see? So for example, in the principal room, why not to create, for example, here, no? Build tool, edit maker, and to in the principal room, you can say, for example, English channel is in the classroom B.
No. Sorry, Eduardo. I don't want you to add a link inside. I want you to get a link that takes me to one of the rooms in the metaverse. Is that possible?
But link is linked to the metaverse, is this?
Yes, no, I want, for example, to have a link, an address, that if I click in a browser, like in Google Chrome, say, it takes me directly, for example, to the classroom B, ideally even to a specific place in classroom B. So I can point my students, this is where you have to do your homework regarding trigonometry, say. Is that
possible? Because it's very easy, because you have to do only this. Here, you have the links to the metaverse. So you come here, you click here, and here you have the copy URL. Okay.
Yeah.
So you copy this, and you come here, for example, chatear, and you this. Okay.
Yeah, anywhere you can paste the link. Yeah.
And
so that link that you copied takes us directly to that room, to that specific.
Yes. And also you have like black holes, you know, some black holes, so you can get into
that you can get,
and you can go to another metaverse directly with the black hole.
Okay.
And creating a black hole is the same thing. Build tool, edit maker, and there is a key to create a black hole. You see here.
Okay. Yeah.
More objects you can. It's only to find here. Okay. I don't
it's
remember.
It's okay, Eduardo. Again, as I said, we're running out of time. One of the things that the metaverse they need to sort out, Eduardo, for sure, is the sound system. Every time you go into the metaverse, your sound goes a little bit dim. More questions from others, please. Questions from anyone?
I have a question for Teresa, for Eduardo.
Yeah, Margarita.
I work with little kids, and sometimes the focus, the concentration is not that, and the test is easy for the little ones to do.
It is designed from 7 years old and up. So from 7 years old and until 19 years old, you can do it yourself. And I encourage you to do it with your student in class. Also,
and it doesn't matter the language because it's intuitive.
It's already in Spanish, but
I teach Spanish.
You only need to understand the instruction. Later on, you only have to press the space bar in your screen, in your computer, when some stimulus appear. It's similar to the training, but easiest one. And at the end, you write an email and you receive immediately the result in your emails. It's everything anonymous. We cannot know from who it is, but you can do it because you have write down your email and you receive immediately the result in your email. So I
will do the test because I'm really interested in this, and it will be another play to do in class.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
both. So basically, anyone can now test this platform, and it's for free. You can test it yourselves. You can test it with your students. You can test it with anyone you feel that might benefit from the test. Thank you, Teresa, for sharing. More questions?
Sí, yeah, for Eduardo. In generally, when you do the activity, once the activity is done, you lose all the information. There is many nice activities that the students must to type something, but after that, everything is lost. In this amazing platform that you have created, the activity that the students do, they keep for themselves, or is also disappear like in Genially?
No, for example, Margarita, what I do with my students is you see, for example, in EduPlat-E1-GR, in Kahoot, in whatever you want, whatever the material that you are using. If you have a premium account, of course, all the things that you have done, you will have registered, no, in the application. But in my case, it's not like this, because I don't pay this, no, I don't pay the application. But what I do with this is, as I use Google Classroom, okay, I propose all the time for my students, okay, you have in Metaverse the exercises, and we are going to do Edpuzzle, Kahoot, a lot of things, and all the activities that you are doing, you have to do a screenshot. You see, and a screenshot about the activity, because with this strategy, we can say, I can see if the students have learned, if they have worked well into different teams. And for example, if in the Metaverse, if I have proposed 20 activities with Class in the Box, with Sandbox, with Edpuzzle, with Kahoot, with Flippity, I don't know, and they have done the 20, so is, for example, in Spain, the note is 10 up to 10. So the team will obtain 10 up to 10. So if, for example, they have done one, of course, they have done nothing. Okay, they have they don't work. No, we can say they are, perhaps they have been speaking together or playing with another thing. No, so with this strategy, we can say I use for Erasmus Plus, for Metaverse, for all things, I use Classroom, because it's like our class, no, our my way to survey that to know that they have been working. Okay, so Metaverse, I have all the things, because you have seen, because with Metaverse we can do everything really, because it's as Alvaro has told us, a Zoom meeting or the Edpuzzle, Kahoot, Flippity, or why not a YouTube video, no? You have to go to Classroom C, to room C, and you have to see a video. And after this, because you have seen that we can send them some message, no? When they arrive to the object. So you have to see this video, and you have to go to Classroom A, and you have to solve the Edpuzzle, the Kahoot, and after this, you have to go to room B. And in room B, you are going to have a escape room or another thing. You see, so Classroom is, you can do a Classroom. Excuse me, with Metaverse, you can do whatever you want. Yes, really.
Okay.
I don't know if I have answered you.
Thank you very much.
Margarita?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I don't have
okay.
I don't pay Kahoot, I don't pay Mentimeter, I don't pay
me
those things,
neither.
because it's impossible to.
No, impossible. But it's because of that with Classroom that you can do the strategy, and you know if they have worked.
Yeah, because in Genially, I also do this screenshot. It's the only way to keep the things that they are working.
Yeah.
But if they have to write a test, you saw us exam. This exam was Google Forms or what?
Yes, of course. Of course. So you see, for example, Margarita, if you have a Google form, why not? It's another link, finally. So in Classroom A, no, in
Google Forms,
you have the Google form.
This exam goes directly to you.
Yes, and with the Edpuzzle, for example, you can do screenshots. So, for example, if the answer is good, you're going to see a green. If the answer is not correct, you're going to see a red color. You see? So it's very complete. All the things I
No,
think.
I love it. This thing with the video. Wow, I really, I'm going to
Okay.
check on this. Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
know, but
Thank you both.
it's a pleasure.
Thank you. So obviously, this adds a little bit more to the whole package that we can say. You know, we live in a different world with different things. And as Eduardo was saying, certainly we can always get screenshots, and even if we don't pay for the premium versions, we can still have some way to manage how well the students are doing, and they can show us whether you're doing classroom, whether you're doing in folders, whether you're doing the way you do it is not important, but there are possibilities. Now, obviously, that will mean many, many screenshots that students are taking in many rooms, doing many activities. And if you multiply that times, say, 20 students that you have in your real classroom, and 10 of them are actually lost, not in the classroom, but in this metaverse. How can you manage all of that, Eduardo? That's the main thing. It's a lot of work at the end. So it is fun, is for sure. They get to see, we see that they are playing with their mobile phones. Hopefully they're doing the educational tasks. But for us teachers, it becomes sometimes more difficult. We don't just have one classroom to manage. We have a whole metaverse to manage, both with behavior and activities, whether they are on task or not, and also grading. We have to gather, all of these grades, or we ask them to do that for us in the form of screenshots. But still, we have to see the screenshots, and there are many of them. How is it possible to reduce this work for teachers?
Do you see, for example, in Metaverse, you have seen that you have the character, no? So in my case, as edu prof, or like this, my name, no? I can, when they are working, I can get into the metaverse, because you are like the god of Gatter, because you have created the world, no, the metaverse world. So you can speak in the metaverse. You can speak to the students. For example, you can do with this metaverse. You can you have seen my screen, no? In my case, speaking, as you are like the god of the world. You can say, okay, I'm going to speak, and you can speak for all the rooms. So you are not working. If you continue like this, we are going to do boring activities. And all the students says, no, and they are start working, because you are the god, we can say. So you can speak to all of them, okay? And of course, you can see the characters of the other. You can see the for example, the Paula, Maria, Lisa. You can see the characters. So you can see, for example, if the character is doing anything, you can see in the world, in the metaverse. So even you can say, okay, bye-bye, okay, bye-bye the character. You are going to do some writing exercise because you are not working. You see? So you can control all in your metaverse, because you are the god.
You are the god if they're there, though. But say, for example, if they're not listening to what you're saying, you are talking in this universe.
You can write.
Type if they know, do you see what I mean? At the end of the day, you can always access them,
or you can tell bye-bye from bye-bye,
and then eventually you speak to them in the room. Yeah. Obviously, this is a little bit more difficult if you actually don't have them in the room. If you are doing this because they're virtually, like say, for example, us, we are in different parts of the world. You say, for example, we were to create this for the next Congress, and we ask people, just go to the EduPlat Congress. Either you go to the site live, or you go to the metaverse. Imagine that they were lost there and they couldn't find where they have to go, in which room they have to be. They might be, we're hoping to get eventually within this set of congresses, many hundreds of people, and telling all these many hundreds of people how to go when they cannot find information to go to one room. It's not easy. We found it here. Some people were in this room and they were meant to be in a different room. How can we manage to do that more easily?
It's easy, Alvaro, because, for example, as you have the principal room, and after this room A, B, C, D, etc., because you can create, I don't know, 20. I don't know which is the maximum number we can see in the characteristics. But for example, you can say if you have some any problem, you can go to the principal room, and I'm going to be there. Okay.
Okay.
For the
like a help desk, like a reception in a hotel. Yeah. Makes
Yes,
sense.
you see, because as you are the god, I have told us, I have told you, you control. So you can speak for all the rooms, or you can speak only for room B, or for room C, for room D. So you see like your world, no, you are God. So you see in cell B, in the world B, there is a problem, or in the world C, or in the principal room. And you can speak for all, or for only one, or for 5 people who have some problem. So it's really interesting, really.
Thank you. Okay, we have a time just for one more question from anyone to anyone. Okay, so if you have one more question, now will be the time. Okay. While people are thinking about one more last question or comment, I want to say thank you again for all of you, Margarita, Teresa, and Eduardo. Thank you very much. Remember, please, to share the links, in the social media, and share your experiences in the social media, but also if there is any link, for example, Margarita, we have a link to your video, but we didn't have the link to the platform that you use.
I posted in YouTube.
No, but send it by email, because all of these posts eventually remember.
I will send Paula everything.
Yeah, please. Eventually we need to gather again, because otherwise there are so many places that we can have the information that we take the risk of not having all in one spot and sharing it with everyone. And that's what we want to do. We want to share it all in one spot. I presume that this flip thing, I can't remember the name of the platform I use for your activity was, they had a version that was free that you can use forever. Although, as many others, there are the possibilities of, going premium. Okay, so last minute question.
Metaverse is your own creation, Eduardo?
Your microphone, yeah.
Yes, okay. Not the program, of course. Gather is I think American program, but yes, the metaverse, I have created all the metaverse. Okay, so I have learned. I have found, we can say, Gather.com 3 weeks ago, in a conference that I spoke about Classcraft in the conference. It's INTEF, Instituto Nacional de Nuevas Tecnologías de España. And I have spoken with Clara Cordero is the coordinator, okay? And she has done, yes, in my presentation, you can see there is a YouTube tutorial, okay? YouTube tutorial about this, and you have also my tutorial. Okay, so I have seen this. I have loved it, and I started to, because I love these kind of things, because that I am Alvaro. No, I am a musician, but I am also an engineer. So I love to share these kind of things and to do some research, and I have started to do with my students. Only with bachelor students, so to see if we can, because next week, 31st January, we have the exam, okay, the French exam. So I told to my students, would you like to do like a game? And of course, they have told me yes, of course. And you have seen the video. In the video, you can see that they love it. And of course, I have spoken with my students that why not they can do a review together. For example, 30 January, why not to do in Metaverse, to do a Zoom together? They can do this, and they can speak together if they have some doubts. Okay, what I don't understand the double pronoun. So they can speak with the audio, write, to do the exercise, to send each other the pictures, the problems. Okay, so in the metaverse, they can work for my exam. So I am very happy. And it's my exam, but of course, maths exam, language exam, I don't know, it's for all the subjects, okay?
Well, thank you very much again.
I had a
This was the last minute question and everything. So again, remember everyone, please. So this is the end of this roundtable in English. There have been other roundtables in different languages. In 1 hour and 30 minutes, actually, no, sorry, in 2 hours, we're going to go back. So 3:30 in 3:30 time in Greece, we're going to be having the next session, and it will be again here in Zoom for those of you who have the premium access, in the YouTube channel for those of you who don't. Make sure that you get a good break, and we'll see you very, very, very soon.